Hey there, welcome back to another Kids Church service. I'm so glad that we get to be together again today. If you missed last week's video, you're going to want to press pause now, go watch it, and then come back. Okay, so I'm sure you've been scratching your heads all week trying to figure out this water disappearing trick. So here it is. In the first cup, I had regular old iodine. And the second cup, a sponge. That's it. Now you can go trick all your friends. Well, there you have it. See you next week. It is officially spring break, which means you're all out on the beach, right? Actually, I'm sure by now you've all read War and Peace and the entire Encyclopedia Britannica. You have no idea what I just said. But seriously, what are you doing with your time this week? Think about it. Are you lying around being lazy, waiting to grow old? Or are you doing something worthwhile? Today's Bible lesson comes from the book of Proverbs, written by Solomon. If you've got a Bible, go grab it now. You've got 30 seconds. I love the book of Proverbs. At the very beginning of chapter 1, he writes, "Proverbs teach you wisdom and instruct you. They help you understand wise sayings. They provide you with instruction and help you live wisely." All right, Proverbs chapter 6, verses 6 through 11. "You lazy fool, look at an ant. Watch it closely. Let it teach you a thing or two. Nobody has to tell it what to do. All summer it stores up food. At harvest, it stockpiles provisions. So how long are you going to laze around doing nothing? How long before you get out of bed? A nap here, a nap there, a day off here, a day off there. Sit back, take it easy. Do you know what comes next? Just this. You can look forward to a dirt poor life." Does this mean that if you sit around and play video games, that you'll become poor tomorrow? Not necessarily. What it is saying is, don't make habits of becoming lazy and not doing things that'll benefit yourself or others. It's saying, learn the habits of ants and work hard like them. It pays off. It's okay to rest. As a matter of fact, taking naps is biblical. There's a time for resting and playing, but there's also a time for doing chores and learning and being creative and even exercising.
That's it! You're doing fantastic!
Here's a few things you can do this week to keep yourself from becoming too lazy. Memorize scripture. You should memorize a Bible verse for every year you are old. Are you 9 years old? Then memorize 9 Bible verses. Go outside and play. In the dirt. Make mud pies. Put together a puzzle. Reorganize your bedroom. Learn a new skill, like playing the guitar. Find ways to be generous to your family. Enjoy your spring break, but spend most of it doing something that will make you better. Here's another cool illustration. Hey, excited to do another cool illustration this Sunday, and this one pertains to what we fill our day with. And so here I've got some props that are going to hopefully help explain what we're trying to learn today. So obviously I've got this container. If you can read it, it says your day, and we're going to be filling it with all kinds of things. So if you're a regular at Kids Church, you know that I like to use ping pong balls for object lessons all the time. And so I'm excited to bring these back today. These represent the super important things in our lives. Think for a second what super important things might be that we fill our day with. Hopefully it's prayer. Hopefully it's seeking God somehow. It's probably being obedient to mom and dad. It might be a whole lot of things. It's probably doing your e-learning when you're home at school. These are super important. We want to make sure that they get into our day somehow. So we're just going to start adding these in. All right, so next up we've got the not so important things. So in this bowl here, we have got some pieces of pasta that I borrowed from the knee-high room. Some of you might recognize some of this. And we're going to be adding this to our day. Now, what are some of these not so important things? Well, it can be any number of things, and everybody has their own opinion about what's not so important, but it might be getting in some daily exercise. It might be reading some books, whether it's nonfiction or just for fun. They are important, but not quite as important as these really super important things. We are full. We have no room for anything else, right? Well, let's see what we can add here. Over here, we've got just being lazy. Now, I know over the last couple of days, we've had a lot of time to just be lazy. And I think it's okay to have some of that in our day, especially coming into spring break. Like I said earlier, taking naps is super important. It's biblical, in fact. But we should maybe consider having a lot less of being lazy in our day. So we're going to see how much of this we can't get into our day here. All right, there you have it. This is the perfect equation of things that you might fill your day with. We've got all the most important things. They should go in first so that we've got room for them. And then we probably still have room left for a good amount of the not so important things. And then, of course, we had a little bit of room left for being lazy, just the right amount. All right, so let's take the same lesson and turn it around and see what happens. So let's start off with a little bit of being lazy and some of these not so important things, and kind of do maybe an equal amount of both. So let's get some not so important things in there, followed by a bunch of being lazy. That sounds like the perfect way to start a spring break, right? Well, now, if we start off by really filling our day full of being lazy and not so important things, look how much less room we have to fill our day with the important things. It's already overflowing. I can't get any of these in here. There's no way I'm going to be able to fit all these super important things into my day. I've started off backwards, and it's just kind of messed me up. So we want to make sure, like the book of Proverbs says, to study the ant and really learn how the ant goes about its day, doing all these important things and not procrastinating and saying, I'm going to do these super important things later. I'm going to spend the first 12 hours of my day just being lazy and just doing the things that I want to do. So I hope that this lesson has really spoke to your heart and will encourage you during this next week and maybe even beyond that.